Hello, hello. Welcome to our session today, which is going to be with our amazing PBA member panel. We're still waiting for some members to join, but we're going to share some of their stories. I see a couple of them on here now, and you're going to hear from four of our incredible PBA members. What we do inside PBA is this really fun breakthrough of the year contest where essentially our PBA members can submit their story from the year before, from 2025, where they started, where they ended, what their main breakthroughs were, how their business really shifted. And then the entire PBA community gets to vote for the top three finalists. This year we had a little bit of a tie, and we actually have four finalists, and hopefully all four of them will be able to be here with us. I saw Karen joined. She's in Australia, so it's like 2 a.m. for her. So we got our finalists here for you to hear from them, if you have questions, for you to ask questions. And also, we have our main voting, which is going to take place throughout today, which is after this session, you will get an email, you will get a link, you'll be able to vote for who you would like to be our Breakthrough of the Year winner from our four finalists that you're going to meet here today. The fun part of this competition is not only that they get to share their story, inspire others, really reflect on everything that shifted for them, but also we love to do some prizes. So our grand prize winner is going to win a special feature on the Product Biz podcast so that you can hear more of their story. They are also going to win. We have this really fun Breakthrough of the Year trophy that we love to give out. So this glitzy, glammy trophy. They also get a $750 cash prize, and they get admission, a full scholarship into the PBA Mastermind, which is our next program for PBA members where you get more tailored support. So that's how we like to congratulate and support our members, and make sure that we give back for the amazing work that they put in and also to inspire others. So, what I want to do is quickly introduce our Breakthrough of the Year finalists. So, I see some of them on here. Why don't we start with Miss Catalina? Why don't you introduce yourself, your business, what you make, and just tell us some of those basics to start?
Well, hello everyone. I'm Catalina. I'm the co-founder of Heliconia Boutique. It is my jewelry company. We design bold pieces, inspiring Latin American culture for women who lead with the soul and style. And I joined PBA in 2025. I started my business 2024 on September. I mean, this idea has been since 2021, but I started officially 2024. And yeah, well, before PBA, I was very lost. I was very nervous of like just starting my business. And that's when I took the decision to join. I wasn't sure. I remember Monica called me and she was like in January. And she was like, "Hey, Catalina, I don't get why you don't join. I mean, this looks like it fits perfect for what you're looking for." I was super nervous and I was like, I didn't want to do the investment because I mean, I was not with I didn't have a job. I was like, oh my, all my friends, what are they thinking? I was thinking too much about other people, but not myself. And I was feeling very down. And yeah, that's when I met PBA through Instagram. And I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Yeah, that's how everything started.
That's one of my favorite stories, and I always tell people because, like Catalina said, she booked a discovery call because she was like on the fence. Should I join PBA? Should I not? And I remember when I got on that call, because you can submit your website and your social media before the call. So I always do some digging around and some research just to see who am I speaking to. And when we got on that call, I remember, Catalina, in your voice, I could just hear that in your voice, in your tone, I could just hear that it was like, I don't know if anything's gonna work. It was kind of like, this is my last straw. This is my last hope. Can this really work? I'm on my last leg with this business. Is that how you were feeling during that call when we spoke?
Yeah, I remember it was like it's this is this either gonna change or I'm not doing this anymore and I'm gonna find like a corporative job. So it was just like that. And also like again, like just thinking what people was gonna think about me for not working in a big corporation. And it was like, oh my God, they're gonna think I'm crazy for just leaving everything and just starting my own business, which I was doing for a while, but just as a hobby. But I was like, no, this should be seen by more people. Yeah, I
Mhm.
was definitely feeling like that. Mhm.
Okay, well, let's keep chatting with you. I want to continue this story before we leave people on a cliffhanger. So tell us how things are now. So before PBA, it sounded like you were just sharing with us, confused, not sure what to do, ready to throw in the towel. Do I get a corporate job? What are people thinking of me? A lot of those thoughts and feelings and emotions. Now you
Yes.
were in PBA all of 2025. Tell us what happened in that year.
Well, so much growth, definitely. Like, as I mentioned at the beginning, I was very lost. I didn't have like a purpose. I didn't have like a target, like an audience for my product. Like, I just knew I wanted to sell, but I didn't know any about it. Even though I studied marketing and international business, I was so lost because I didn't have like the information, the guidance, and I've been always hired by someone. So of course, doing everything by yourself, it's kind of overwhelming. So that's how I felt, like very overwhelming, and I didn't trust myself. It wasn't just like a change on like growing my business, but I feel like since I joined PBA, one of the things that I value the most was like the whole reset, like the mind reset, like Monica works with like it was not like I was just definitely not trusting myself, and I wasn't a CEO neither of my life, neither of my like family, neither, like yeah. So through the program, I was able to grow myself and believe in myself, and that helped me definitely for the next steps. And then with the modules, I feel like one of the most important ones was like defining like the founding of the business. So like learning more about how to pick your target and how to speak in front of a camera and all those things. Before I didn't have social media, and it was run by someone else. And one of the things you learn here is like it's important you get to learn, you have to learn how to do it yourself, because then you can teach other people to manage it. But it's not like about hiring an agency. I did that twice, and the result wasn't there because they didn't have like the strategy has to come from you, and that's what you learn through the program. So I learned yeah, now I'm running my social media. I'm not scared anymore. Of course, I make mistakes, and it's like, whatever, I don't care what people is thinking about me, because it works. So why would I stop doing it? Of course, it takes time. It's not like it's going to happen from one day to another. It's not for me. But every time I do the things with love and like not worrying too much about the result, like the monetary result, things happen even faster. And I think that's part of the program and the reset I'm talking about, because it's not just Monica, but the whole community. Everyone is going through the same process. Everyone have the same fears, and you can just ask through the Facebook group, and they are going to be there for you. But everything is so clear. And another of like examples is like when like I wasn't, I didn't have any boutiques, like I wasn't selling in any boutiques, and closed the year with 12 boutiques around the states. Like my products are now displaying 12 boutiques, so that's a big milestone for me. And that was through the program, because it teaches you exactly what you have to do to start reaching out. Again, is you have to do the work. It's not going to happen from a night to another, but definitely helps having the structure clear, then that mindset, then you are just more confident in what you're doing, and you have a clear story. It's not like you are not, yeah, doubting yourself. And yeah, one of my goals this year is like um, stepping away from markets. I did a bunch of markets still last year, and that's why I joined the program as well, because I was like, yeah, markets are great, but definitely I don't see myself spending every single weekend. It's important to know the customer, and I've been learning so much from the markets, but it cannot be the first, yeah, it shouldn't be your first income. So it was nice this month seeing that, because January, of course, as you know, is not like a month where you sell a lot, and there are no markets, and I was kind of nervous. Still, I get nervous, but I was in Colombia, where I'm from, and I was like, okay, trust that everything that you're doing, it's gonna pay off. And I've been receiving orders when last year I was like just desperate and sad, and so definitely helps, yeah.
And I know yesterday you sent me a screenshot on Instagram. You're like, look at all my online orders. And someone's got 200 here, 200 here, and 185 here. So
Yeah.
it's just so amazing to hear that story of last year in January and Feb. It was like panic, desperation. How am I going to make money? I need to do markets. And even after you joined PBA, you still did participate in markets in 2025, which is fantastic. Some people still do. But I love hearing you share with everyone how you also got into boutiques, how you took your Instagram back. So instead of having an agency or the second agency working on it, you took it back, you found your confidence, you're showing up on social media, which I remember during the discovery call. Those were two of the things that I really felt in you. I could tell that an agency was doing your social media. And from talking with you and hearing about your products and the passion and everything, how you bring Colombia into it and everything that goes into it, plus then meeting you at PBA Live in person. There was a moment after PBA Live when Kendra was there, who's on the Monica Little Coaching brand team. And I'm like, oh, Catalina, she's got like that star quality. Like there's something about her. Watch her this year. She's opening up. She's gaining confidence. She's shifting her mindset. And I'm like, let's just watch her this year. It's going to be such a great year. And that's why I'm so happy to have you here because I felt that so much. And seeing you get into boutiques, show up on social media, you had an amazing live launch in-person event for one of your collections, which I want you to share about building a community. There's so much business growth, yes, and also so much personal growth, which is why I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Monica. Yeah, definitely like the live event, the your event was amazing because I got to meet the team and also open up with myself and knowing where I was struggling with, not about the business, but myself. So that was part of the reset I'm talking about, and I'm glad that was earlier when I joined the program. And then that gave me the tools to do my launching event. And that's when I realized, oh my God, the limit is in my head. Like I shouldn't put limits. Everything is gonna eventually happen if I have the right mindset and if I have like the clear goal and the path. And that happened. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a big event. I've learned through a program that is not about launching products over and over, but I felt like that was the right thing to do because I had a better target and everything in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna have this product launched. And since I was having the right mindset, a lot of people started like coming. Like everyone wanted to help, and that's amazing because you feel so lonely, but it's because you want to feel that way. So when I was like communicating what I wanted to do here with the community in Denver, I was very new here in Denver, a lot of people wanted to collaborate. Of course, I had to pay for a lot of things, but even remember not asking for a discount. And the girl that owns the place I rented, she was like, you know what? I want to give you a discount because I want you to to be successful. And I was like, this is amazing. And it gave me chills because then I realized how lucky I was. And that's part of the reset. And every time, like I tell myself, like Catalina, you are so lucky and you're working for something hard, things are gonna be fine. Things happen, or when I ask for signs, or when I'm like trying to shift, trying to look instead of problems like possibilities, and that's another thing Monica like speaks about. So I was like, okay, and things work to the point that I had like more than 50 people in my event. Everyone was very excited about the product. Everyone was buying. I had musicians, I had someone providing for free the wine and 50 people and everyone was dressed up and it was amazing to see how far you can go and that the limits are sometimes on you. Of course, you have the money part and it's very scary, but everything has been working to the point that I'm fine. So it's good. I mean, I'm so happy I took the risk. I'm so happy I joined the program because I don't think I would have been able to do what I've done without it, like without the structure, without the yeah, like the community. And yeah, it's been great and I'm very excited. I haven't even seen and done all the classes, so I can imagine what is going to happen once I'm serious about getting into Facebook because that's a new like a new module. Then I haven't checked the one on Etsy. I like going over and over to the ones I'm doing. Like for me, it's now a fair boutiques like wholesale and Instagram, so and my website. So I've been rewatching them because sometimes I don't have the time to do everything that it says right there because you need pictures, you need so many things that I go back and it's like, oh, I could improve this. Oh, I should improve that. But definitely this year I want to step a little bit out of them and try to check the other ones to see what happens. So I'm very excited because it feels endless, and I know Monica like keeps adding more things to that, so you keep learning, and that's amazing. Plus the classes, like we have like other type of yeah once per month you can join, and it's always new, so that's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's so awesome to hear. And that's what I've been telling people over the past couple days in terms of how to approach PBA. There's a lot of content. Out of all the members, I think I know two people who've gone through every single module. One of them, Shawana, who is actually one of the coaches inside PBA now, and one of them is Whitney. But everyone else, it's not intended to go through at like lightning speed. What Catalina, what you're saying is perfect. It's, ooh, where do I want to focus? Okay, I'm taking my Instagram back and I'm going to filter people to my website. Let me get really good on connecting with my audience, creating a community. And Catalina, since you focused in on that, like that 100% led to your in-person event, 50 people for the launch of your collection. You had this beautiful like fashion show with people wearing your jewelry,
Mhm.
musicians, wine, your Denver community. Do you attribute all of that to social media, like you building that community and getting people to come to that event?
I think it's a little bit of all the efforts I've been doing. Definitely it helped also doing my markets because that also shows it's so as you mentioned because you also have that module about yeah if you're gonna do a market do it right so definitely like getting those when I was going to the markets I was going with another mindset. I was going with the mindset like okay maybe I'm not gonna make any sales but I'm gonna take something from this market, which were leads at that time, like interactions, like, okay, you're not buying to it, but maybe you are going to come next. Um, so that definitely helped. But of course, like when I got into new boutiques and when I was ready for my event, is because everything made sense. Like my Instagram was already showing something and I had like a well put together website. So people is not like, oh, who is this girl that is trying to? No, because I already am, like I was already up there and people was trusting it. And through the community here in Denver of entrepreneurs, they were like, oh, I'm gonna tell my friend will love this. And um, it was like a snowball, like a lot of things play into it, but definitely having my portal, like vision, like what people can see, it's very important because that's the door. And I feel like now I feel way more confident on sending these emails for reaching new boutiques because it's like it's not like I'm sending a me email. It's like it's a whole email. I have my website there, I have my Instagram there with some followers, so I feel way more confident. It's like, okay, this is what I'm offering. Is not there is other people trusting me. You should be part of this, and it's way easier than in January last year when I didn't have much of that because yeah, who was gonna trust me if I didn't trust myself? So yeah, definitely it's been through the program and the community I've been growing here and through social media as well.
I want to ask you one more question. If you think back to Catalina, January 2025, when we had that call, if you didn't take that shift and leap and believed in yourself and pivoted and did something different and joined PBA, if that didn't happen, where do you think you would be today?
I think I'll be right now in a 9 to 5 work. Not being able to, I travel a lot, so I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be, I would kind, I'll be disappointed with myself because this was a dream. So yeah, I wouldn't be here, and for sure Heliconia wouldn't be out there either. I wouldn't have met all these people I've been meeting all this time. I've been learning so much. Like I could open a company just to help someone else grow their company. I think I'm ready. Just from taxes, from everything I've been learning. I have tried also a lot because it can get frustrating, but then you are like, oh, a sign pops and it's like, it's fine, I'm gonna be fine. So It's a whole roller coaster, but I wouldn't be here for sure. I will be doing something different, and Heliconia wouldn't be in the big picture anymore.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And how do you feel about business now? So if you think about your projects that you're working on, how does it feel for you? Is it excitement? Is it joy? Is it passion? Is it purpose? What emotion do you bring to your business? And how do you feel about your business nowadays?
To me, right now, it's about community. If I would define Heliconia, I think it would be community. So it's so fun seeing other people connecting with the brand through that, not just the jewelry part. So I'm trying to see, like, looking at it with those eyes of like, okay, I want to grow my community and share how you can feel through putting on a pair of earrings as an extension of your body and like feel pretty and special and unique. Of course, disconnecting connecting everything with our Latin roots. So it's definitely way more joyful than before, than January last year, because I was like so scared. And now it's like when I'm doing my videos, it's like, oh, I of course have like a system because it's a lot when you are trying to manage your Instagram. So I do have like a system to do my program, like my chronogram for the week. And it's amazing because I do it like automatically. Like when I'm in the streets, I'm already recording things, and that's what I'm gonna use next, so I don't feel overwhelmed. And it gives me more room for getting creative, for getting like, okay, I would like to design this next. I would like to do this next. I would like to. People is now reaching to me. Like there is a girl that wants to do a gastronomic event with one of my collections, which is Latido Latino, and she wants to put like food and she wants to do a whole experience, a sensorial experience. And I was like, this sounds amazing because it's an in-person event and you can. So all those vibes like attract the right people you need to be with, and that feels amazing. It's like, oh, I'm busy, but it's a good busy. It's like I also hired my first virtual assistant because of the program, and I never thought I was gonna hire someone. And I hire someone. Someone is helping me with the things I don't wanna do. Not that I don't wanna do, but I need my time for other things. So she's helping me with that. And sometimes you feel like, oh, this is impossible to do. I'm not gonna be able to hire someone. And through the program, you realize that, yeah, you can hire someone and it will be way easier. And if you have another job in your life, plus your own job, like your own business, hiring someone makes sense because then you get sometimes involved in tasks you shouldn't be doing just because your brain wants to avoid the work you should be doing, and you learn that in the program as well. So definitely I'm enjoying it way more than in January last year. It was like, okay, this is over, because I wasn't happy anymore, I wasn't creative anymore, I was just doing it because I had to. So it feel way better. And yeah, the sense of community I have, I feel like it's what keeps this business going as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you. Share with us your social media. Share it here, like verbally, but also then type it in the chat so people can find you.
Perfect. Yeah, it's Heliconia Boutique, but I'll type it.
Okay, cool. Because this is going to go on the podcast so people listening can hear you, where to find you too. Awesome. Thank you so much, Catalina.
You.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you. Okay, I want to bring Karen. If Karen is here, I want to have her come off mute because she's in the land of Australia. And I know it's super early, super late. It's kind of that weird time where is it early or is it late? So, Karen, if you're available, let's see if we can get you on. And if not, we'll jump to another one of our members. Karen, let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Okay, we'll see if we can get her on. So let's then jump to Mrs. Miramote. Come on down.
Sorry. Oh,
Oh, Karen. Okay, sorry, sorry, sorry. We're gonna do Karen and then we're gonna switch. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Let's go with Karen just because I know you're in the land of Australia. Karen, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, I want to do a quick little intro and then have you share more of your story. One thing that always happens in PBA is people fall into one of two categories after they join. They are people who attend every single call, who are super active in the community, and I'm very much like up to speed what they're doing, where they're working, what they're working on, where things are going. And then sometimes we have people who join PBA and you don't hear from them for a while. So I remember when Karen first joined, she attended some of the first calls and she was pretty active in the group. And then I didn't notice it, but there was a period of time where looking back, Karen had kind of went away. And then all of a sudden, this Facebook in our members community, this post comes up, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of Karen in a while. Let me see what she said. And she posts in the group and she goes, oh my God, you guys, I've been a little bit absent because I just secured a massive deal with Williams Sonoma. We are doing an exclusive licensing of Bridgerton, Netflix's Bridgerton with Williams Sonoma. They ordered 14,000 of my beverage glitter bombs. We've moved from our home to an actual studio space to be able to fulfill this order. And it was like, whoa, that is insane. So Karen is another one of our Breakthrough of the Year finalists. And Karen, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and your business, which make. Tell us about it.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I'm not on camera, but I'm on a tiny little balcony at the beach trying to grab the free beach Wi-Fi. So it's like only one spot in the whole place that I can catch Wi-Fi. So sorry I can't be on camera
Okay.
at the moment, but I'm so happy to be here. And thank you, Monica, for that lovely introduction. So we are a cotton candy company that makes two products. We make gourmet cotton candy that you eat in fabulous flavors. We do crazy things with it, so it's not your normal cotton candy. And then our primary product is cotton candy glitter bombs. So they're little poofs of cotton candy that we infuse with edible glitter, and then we put them into a sealed pouch until the person is ready to put them in their drink, and then they just pop them in and give them a stir, and it releases color and glitter into the beverage. So it's a really exciting, crazy product. It's been kind of a crazy ride with it because we just didn't know how well it would be received. But we're so excited about everything that's happening and super excited to be part of the community. And I'm sorry I come in and out like
Oh my gosh, no, that's
here and there.
normal. That's normal. And when I see
So
updates like that, I'm like, oh yeah, of course she's like super busy with a 14,000 unit order. Now
yeah.
I love bringing you on after hearing from Catalina because Catalina shared how her main focus after joining PBA was social media, Instagram, and website. Karen, I know when you joined PBA, your main focus was FAIR. So you dived into the FAIR modules. You got the FAIR audit, which is a personalized audit of your FAIR shop where you get direct feedback while your FAIR shop is up on video. You get recorded feedback of, ooh, have you thought of this? Or, ooh, can you adjust this? So you went in the fair direction. Not only did you get this insane deal with Williams Sonoma, but you also got your products into 90 new retailers via fair in 2025. So just tell us more about that. Tell us more on the wholesaling side, like what shifted for you in PBA, what really helped, what supported you, and what can you share more on that topic with us?
Yeah, so that was so huge for us. I wasn't even going to get on fair because we do have a major competitor, and they were had a big presence there, and I just wasn't sure it was going to work for us because they had been around a lot longer and all that. I don't know what I was thinking because it was one of the best moves we've ever made. So I'm so happy that I had the step by step. It was a little intimidating, and what I first put up on there was definitely not attracting um, shops to buy with us. I didn't have all the settings right. I didn't have the keywords right. I was promoting it, marketing it like it was to a customer, and these aren't customers. These are retail shops. So they need different messaging. They need different photos. Um, and they need to just understand that this is something that's going to be able to sell for them. So the module was incredible in helping us to fine tune all that. And I love that I could just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and then get the audit at the end, which was super helpful. And I made a few more tweaks after that. And then January, we didn't think we were going to have any sales just because it's January, it's after the holidays. And I got the report from Fair saying we did probably, I don't know, $4,500 in sales, and 20 new retailers in January. So I'm super thrilled with it. And I just feel like it's a super great foundation for your business, because if you can have the bread and butter of those um, wholesale shops selling for you, and then grow your retail business on the side, because that's something that we don't have a lot of, is retail sales, because I haven't dived into the social media part of things yet, not really. So I love that I have this foundation of orders that are just coming in, so I feel like I can pay the rent, the new rent on my building, and have my sister who's helping me. I'm paying her finally, which is amazing. Um, so yeah, I can't emphasize enough how much the FAIR module helped us to present our business in a way that retailers feel confident buying with us.
Mhm. I love that. Now tell us a little bit more about moving into your new studio space, because I actually haven't had the time to ask you or hear about it, but tell us how that felt, what it's like to be out of your home into your own studio space. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, well, so it was one of those crazy meant to be moments. I still can't believe it happened the way it did, because when you make cotton candy, it's kind of a messy business. We were actually spinning cotton candy out of my patio and then packaging it inside my guest house. So we knew that it um, wasn't going to be long lasting in that place, and we knew we had to find a place. But we really needed something with an exhaust fan for the cotton candy, because it's difficult to do it indoors because it just gets all over everything. So we were looking at commercial kitchens, which we really didn't need any of the kitchen part of it. We just needed an exhaust fan. So just through a series of strange introductions, we just walked into this little um, into this space in this little town that we love, that's near us. And in the middle of the room was this huge exhaust fan. And we couldn't believe it, because it's not normal for that to be in just a plain office space. But apparently somebody had made jewelry there, and they were soldering, and they had fumes, and they needed to get the exhaust fumes out of the room. So it was absolutely our sign that it was time to move. And plus, we were just starting the production for the Williams Sonoma thing, and there's no way we could have done that back at home. So um, it was the perfect timing, the perfect place. We built it out a little bit to make some different areas for production, and then cleaner areas for our packaging. And we are so happy to be there. It
That
was
is
an
so
exciting move.
amazing. That is amazing. Does it feel good to get your home back and not have business and home intermingle?
Yes, it does. I mean, we're driving to work, which, um, I like being working from home, but it's been really good for me just to kind of get out of the house and get dressed. Sometimes I, you know, hang around in my pajamas on a Thursday, but now we have work days, and it's been really, really nice. I think it's
Good.
been a good thing.
I love it. Well, this is such a story and such a testament to just one of the modules in PBA. And what I was explaining, I think I mentioned this earlier too, is PBA. Oh, yeah, I did say this. It's not meant to go through every single one. It's meant to go, okay, where do I have opportunity? Karen, I love hearing you say, I didn't even consider fair. I was actually against fair. There's one of my main competitors on there. I didn't think that it would be successful. A lot of people say that with Fair. A lot of people say that with Etsy. A lot of people say that with social media. And one of the big things that I love to really help people see inside PBA is just shifting the perspective of like, okay, if competitors are on there and doing great, that actually means that you can be on there doing great too. And why not? Why not test it? Why not try it out? Why not see what could happen? And Karen, hearing that you took that chance on Fair in 90 different retailers in a matter of 1 year from Fair, massive deal with Williams Sonoma. The beautiful part is this is a different business model than like being on social media very often. It's very much a wholesale business to business retail partnership model. And when a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of social media," it's like, cool, there are other ways to grow your business. It just depends how you want to grow your business and then choosing those modules in PBA to support that. So, Karen, you are such a testament of what that can look like. And I'm just so excited for you because if 2025 was that good of a year, I just can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for you. So, Karen, what I want to ask you as we wrap up is just what would you say to someone who's thinking about joining PBA?
Wow, do it. It's such a great investment. And I think I said it on my the video that I submitted. The thing that's great about it is that you can um, come back when you need to. The modules are there. I wasn't ready to tackle everything at once. I tackled one thing, I did it well, and now I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So I love that, I can have a different focus for um, 2026 that looks a little different than 2025. And I can always go back and revisit any modules I want. There's no time limit. You're always updating things, which I totally appreciate. So they're always relevant. Um, so I feel like it was just a great investment for me. I initially I was like, I'm not getting enough out of it because I'm not in there enough and I'm not doing this. But now I feel like I could just take my time
Mhm.
and go step by step. And the great thing about it is especially with this Williams Sonoma deal, is we really found out what we were capable of this year. So we're capable of doing even bigger deals than that. So this has been a wonderful community, and I appreciate everyone's support so much.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Karen. Congrats again. And thank you for taking the time on your vacation to be here and chat with us. Why don't you
Thank
share
you.
with us your Instagram handle? And then also, if you can put it in the chat, that would be great.
I'm on my phone and I can't
Oh,
figure
okay.
out how to find the
I'll
chat.
put it in the
So
chat.
sorry for that. Okay. And it's the Glitter Lab Official. That's the handle for Instagram.
Perfect.
Yes.
I just put it on there. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you.
All right. Now let's go to Mrs. Miramote, the new brand.
Yes.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. How are you?
Okay, so good. I'm so excited to have you here. So let me tell a little bit of a backstory. This has been such an incredible year to see you really go head in to investing in your business.
Mhm,
And I know from what you've shared before is when you first joined PBA, after you went through some of the modules, it was like, would I even buy my products?
mhm.
Are they up to par with what I would go into a store and purchase? And that one shift, seeing you take that and invest in your business, professional branding, professional photography, website updates, all while you are pregnant with baby number two, who is probably due any day now, right?
In 4 weeks, yeah.
In 4 weeks has been so, so, so incredible to watch and witness. So share with us a little bit more about your business, and then we'll dive into some more details with that too.
Okay, I'm Johanna. I'm the owner of Mira Mott. I started out as JoJo's Body Care 4 years ago, and my goal was to create one simple skincare line. I didn't really have a target audience or anything when I started. I just started at farmers markets. I was in several wholesale stores already. I was actually in a store before I even had like a website or anything. I just walked in. I was like, "Hey, do you want to sell this?" They're like, "Sure, bring us a sample." And I brought them a sample, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll sell it." I'm like, "Are you crazy? You don't even know my last name." But they just saw potential in the products, and I think a lot of people were believing in me before I was believing in myself. Um, I went through one rebrand 2 years ago, actually, but then I wasn't ready to invest because I didn't believe in myself yet. So I just was working with what I already had. I was still printing my labels at home. And then early 2025, I realized that like my business model just was not working. I was spending a lot of time at markets, which was fine. Like I like to be at the farmers market, but I just couldn't really increase that. But I needed to increase my sales for it to really be worth my time. So that's what kind of brought me to that little stall point when I decided to join PBA.
Tell us more about that realization that you had of like, would I buy my products? Like, what was that moment for you?
Okay, so you had us go through an exercise to go on Etsy and look at other businesses. And it wasn't even meant to like really think much about myself, I think. It was just to kind of see who else is out there. And I was scrolling around. I was like, wow, there's literally only one company I would buy from on there. And that's because they have nice photos, decent labels, and overall, like the whole brand experience was nice. I was like, no surprise, I've had one sale on Etsy in 4 years because my photos are crappy. My branding at like my logos at that point were fine for like a market, but I wouldn't buy it if I didn't know myself. So just coming to that point of realizing, well, how do I convey the quality of my product that clearly people are experiencing because I have no issue selling in person. And I mean, I think everybody who's shopped with me has come back. Pretty much everybody, like unless they were like crazy out of state or anything. But I have a lot of loyal customers, so I know it's not the product. And then what you were teaching about that magnetic online brand, um, and that the way your products look has to match what they are was just a huge mindset shift.
I love that story. Such a good story because it's so true. So it's so insanely true of, ooh, why am I drawn to this brand? Oh, well, when you're selling online, it's 100% your branding, 100% your labels, and 100% your photography. Like that
Yeah.
is going to make or break in a matter of 2 seconds.
Hmm.
So once that clicked for you, then it was like, okay, let's make this happen.
Yes. And it was easy from there. Like once I decided to invest into PBA and join PBA, I was already all in. So then it was easy to say, okay, well, now it's easy to invest into my business too.
Talk to me about financials and how did that land for you with baby number two on the way? And you
Mhm.
made some big investments in your business, not only PBA, but professional branding, professional photography, getting a trademark. Those are massive, massive, massive investments. So talk us through the just like the mental piece of how did you come to that conclusion to invest in those things?
Some of it was one by one. So honestly, when I decided to rebrand, I thought I was only going to be paying for Kendra, and then I didn't even really think about photos yet. I don't know. So I was like, okay, no, I did think about photos. So I was expecting like a $10,000 investment overall. Um, I did not book my website initially with Kendra because that was just another big expense where I was like, oh my gosh, like do I really need this? But once we had the branding done and I started to think about photography, I was like, literally, what's the point in having beautiful branding if nobody's seeing it? And if I don't have a website I'm proud of, then everything else is in vain. So that made it easy to make that decision in the end. And then with a trademark lawyer, that was actually from your podcast. I was scrolling around on your podcast, just looking for some inspiration, and I saw that module. I listened to that and I was like, oh no, I need a trademark. But wait, I don't like my business name. So that's how I even started thinking about changing my name. And then I was on a strategy call with Kendra, and she kept saying JoJo's Body Care, JoJo this, JoJo that. I was like, I'm not JoJo anymore. Like, I'm a mother now. I'm a grown adult. I'm not JoJo. My name is Johanna. And it bugged me so much. So then, like, head over, what do you say, head over shoulders, head over toe, whatever. Um, I decided to change my name and then applied for a trademark for the new name. Because again, like, what's the point in changing your name if then you're not protecting it? Um, so yeah, it ended up being more than I thought. I think overall I ended up investing like at this point, maybe $13,000 overall with photos, even little things like I have slightly changed colors now. So I changed some of my booth setup at the farmer's market. So things are just adding up more than you think. And in hindsight, I'm like, wow, I was kind of crazy for doing that. I just reinvested everything that I made for 6 months. But I was so blessed that I was able to do that. Like I never took any of my personal money. And that was like a commitment I had with my husband. He said, you can do whatever you want with your business as long as you're not touching our personal money. I said, okay, that's honestly totally fair. But then already in December, so my launch was in January, and already in December, I could start paying myself again. And I was just so thrilled about that. And now in January, I'm going to be able to pay myself. And then I think from now on forward, I can pay myself again. So I should be all fine with the baby and all.
Oh my goodness. So that's what it can take sometimes, right?
Yes.
Is let me get scrappy. What I make, let it go back into the business so that I can stand out, so that I can cover these
Mm-hmm.
expenses, so that then I can get back to paying myself. So tell us more about after your launch of your rebrand, all of these changes. How are things going so far? How do you feel?
I feel so good. And the rebrand has done so much more for me than I thought it would. Um, because it did so much more than just making it pretty. It turned it into something that I felt truly confident in. And I think a huge shift was just the strategy that I had, which looking back, actually, I was looking at some of my old documents and some of my old notes as I was cleaning up my office. It's like I always had this thought of having essentials. Like I don't want extra stuff. But then somehow Kendra was able to like really like mold it into an actual strategy in combination with the PBA modules, of course, which even started like having me think about it in the first place. So like thinking about my target audience, and which I never had before. And yeah, just defining that strategy now makes it easier to create content. It makes it easier to write my website copy. So yeah, I feel a lot more confident, and the confidence has given me a lot more ideas. So for example, now for Valentine's Day and for Mother's Day, I reached out to local florists for them to deliver skincare bundles with the flowers. Why did I not think about that 4 years ago? Like it's such a basic idea, but now that I'm happy with how everything looks, ideas are coming together. I'm thinking about all these collab ideas. I already reached out to a lot of people, and yeah, everybody's been really liking the rebrand. I just keep getting messages, like even like just on iMessage, on Instagram, people comment on my things, people tell me at the farmer's market. So yeah, it's been extremely successful, and I'm just so curious to see how the new look is going to open doors for the product that it's been all along.
Mhm. Tell us more about that because a lot of people are really hesitant to change their brand name, change their look. They think they're going to lose customers who like know them by a specific name and look. So, what has that transition been like for you?
I mean, at least the look hasn't been hard at all. Like everybody's loving it. They say it looks so much better. And if you're investing, it means it's going to get better. Like you're hiring a designer, which means it's going to be gorgeous. Um, so you don't have to worry about that at all. The whole name thing, I was definitely the most scared about too. But I had like 5 months to come to term with it. And at first I was super scared, like 5 months in secret, before anybody knew. Um, I was really scared, but then the more confident I grew in the name and the more I loved it, the less I was worried about what other people were going to think, because I knew, well, if I'm going to end up loving it, which I'm obviously the most attached to my name, then everybody else is going to be just fine. And then just building up the launch, I think was really important. So weeks before I started dropping little Easter eggs, I definitely went the Taylor Swift route that Kendra recommends of just dropping little things like a new color or something like that. And then 2 weeks before the launch, I went heavier, and it was just so exciting to see how excited people were about the rebrand. And then once I dropped, I think there was like a one day of like, what? She has a new name, and what does it mean? But then within a day or two, I posted a video on what it means and how it's pronounced and everything. And I mean, it's going to take some time, I'm sure, for people to really understand it fully, but that's okay. They can go on my website, and even if they don't understand fully, some people haven't even noticed that I changed my name. They're like, you have new labels. I'm like, yeah, and a new name, but they don't care.
So it's been positive. We think in our head sometimes, oh, people are gonna dislike it or they're gonna forget who I am, but it's been just positive recognition, excitement, people who are just so proud of you and your journey, right?
Totally. Yeah, totally. And then also I'm thinking about now I'm going to meet all these new customers who never know my old name. So it's just, it's like a couple hundred people that will have to deal with adjustment versus the thousands of customers I'm going to serve in the future.
Amazing. What's been the biggest shift for you personally being part of PBA? Like how you show up for yourself or your business? What's been the biggest shift?
Um, I think focus on one project at a time, um, and getting it wrapped up. Like I I would say I'm very like creative in the sense of like I have a lot of ideas, but then you're reminding us over and over, like pick one thing at a time. And then in the Facebook group, you called me out like, why are you not on fair yet? And actually I am on fair, but I've had zero sales in like 4 years. So I just said I'm not on fair. But it's just not time yet. Like there's other things that I need to finish up before I can do that. And then scheduling myself out like for months for like big projects like that.
hmm Do you also feel like you're taking your business more seriously, like more of the CEO mindset?
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh, I love looking at myself as a CEO. I feel so cool. I got myself like a special necklace that's like my CEO treat. And I've been dressing up more, and just, yeah, like thinking more about delegating tasks. I hired somebody to edit my reels. So the strategy is still mine, but then the tedious like hour and a half of sitting there and actually doing it is I'm not doing that anymore. I've already had help in the commercial kitchen, but now like just making that more of a priority, so I never go by myself. Um, yeah, and then just like thinking about how I think especially with having a toddler and now another baby coming, how can I make it so I can keep doing this? Because I can't run myself low on work. Like I'm not gonna have energy to discipline my toddler. I'm not gonna have energy to even make dinner or anything. So how can I structure this work so I can make money? And if I make less money because I have more time for myself, that's okay. But how can I make it so I can keep going?
Amazing. What a big shift. Such a big shift. I love
I'm
this.
so excited.
Oh, so excited for you. So excited for 2026. I can't wait to see what else happens. What would be some of your final words for someone who's on the fence about joining PBA?
Okay, I knew you. I was hoping you were going to ask that. Um, it's for sure that within the first probably two modules of like joining and watching them, I was like, wow, Monica just answered 4 years of business questions in two modules. Great. Why did I not find this sooner? And I was upset, but then also, like I wouldn't have been ready to invest back then. So it's all good. But yeah, if you are kind of hesitant about joining, it is 100% worth it. The time that you're spending, the money that you're spending.
Amazing. Well, it's been so good to see you. So good to see you just expand and grow and invest and just so many amazing up levels. It's so beautiful to see, and I'm so excited for you. So share with us your social media and make sure to put it in the chat as well.
Yes, my social media is miramat.skin, and I'm tapping it right now. Thank
Perfect.
you for letting me talk, and I'm so
Thank
excited to hear
you.
about everybody else too.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's bring our final panelist, Funmi. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. Oh my gosh, so excited to have you here. So let me give a little bit of a backstory on Funmi, as I have shared with all of our panelists. So Funmi came into PBA and she's this like super grounded and beautiful, grounded, calm presence. And but also like paired with this superstar presence. And seeing Funmi go through the rebrand process inside PBA and shifting things in her business and it just like making her even brighter. She's already like this bright light, this calm energy, this superstar energy, super grounded, but seeing that brand up level and grow and seeing you continue to share your passion, your affirmations with people, and really just take this business even further has been so amazing to see. So I'm so glad to have you here. Share with us more about your business so people know what you do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Monica. I appreciate that. So the name of my business is Limoke. It's a brand of handmade candles and affirmation posters. And I created it in 2020, and it was actually named Candle Lux Company when I started out. I took a little bit of a break around 2022 because I was still in college and I was getting really overwhelmed with assignments and everything. And I was like, I need to take a break. So then I took a break and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get a corporate job just to learn a little bit more about what that's like. And let's put the business thing in my back pocket. I know I want to revisit it down the line, but for now, I'm just gonna put it away. So then, 2 years after that, I decided to revisit, and then I joined PBA January 2025 as well. So, yeah, that's just a little bit about my business so far. Yeah, are there any other things I should expand
Yeah,
on?
let's dive in. Tell me when you first joined PBA, because I remember you were on some of those main first calls, which is very much defining your target audience, your product promise, really getting deep there. So can you tell me some of the beginning shifts that you started to have? Because you already had your business. You
Mhm.
had Candle Luxco, you were called back then, and then things started to shift. So what were some of those aha moments or takeaways when you take us back to when you first joined PBA?
Yeah, just like a little bit more context on what was going on when I joined PBA. So whenever I initially launched my business in 2020, I sold out in 90 minutes. And things were going very well and it was fine, but I was getting overwhelmed. It was too much at one time. And then I was a full-time college student and I also had another job. So I was like very, very overwhelmed. So by the time I discovered PBA at the beginning of 2025, I had fully decided to go all in with my business, to give it another chance, to try to get things going again because, I had tried there was just a lot of things going on with my career at the time. And I was like, you know what? I need to focus on my business. This is what I love. So let me focus on this. Let me try to make it work. And so at the time when I joined the first intro calls, I was really just curious. It was so funny because I don't think I've ever told Monica this, but whenever I discovered PBA, I literally was getting ready for a panel that I was going to do in San Antonio for about entrepreneurship. And I was packing little goodie bags, for the attendance of the event. And in my head, I was just like, God, I want to do this business, but I need help. Like, I don't want to get burnt out again. I don't want to give up on this because I really want this to work. And also want to mention at this time it was still called Candlelix Company at the beginning of 2025. So I decided to join her intro call and she was just kind of talking about markets and saying, you don't have to fully depend on the market. And then I remember she made us walk through that it was like this equation basically showing us this is how much you really make at the end of the day. And I was just like, oh, because I had been doing markets up until that point, and I was like, yeah, this is not sustainable. And I knew that, um, and I knew I needed help. So whenever she did the first intro call, at the time, I didn't have a job, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna afford this, like to be just very transparent, you know what I mean? And no good thing is, no good thing comes without a good price. You know what I mean? Like we all have been there where we try like maybe a new skincare product and we're like, dang, this was like a little pricey, but it was so worth it. You know what I mean? And so it's like once you discover how much knowledge and how much is available to you, it's like, man, I really don't want to let this go? So then I was just like, okay, let me DM Monica and be like, I'm kind of a little bit strapped for cash right now, so is there anything that could happen? And she offered the um break down where you did the first 3 months. That was like $83, I believe, for the first 3 months, and then you do the full amount moving on from there. And that helped me out so much in the beginning. And it just helped me get things going. So that was where I was when I first discovered PBA. Was I knew I needed help. I think it was Catalina that also mentioned she studied marketing. I studied marketing in college. And I had some knowledge, but it's different than actually being in it. You know what I mean? And I needed to learn from somebody who was experienced and actually did what I want to do with my business. So that's why I decided to sign up. And I was like, what with anything you have to invest. You have to invest to get your return on your investment. So yeah, that's how it was. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh.
Thank you. What happened after you joined? Because you went through the rebrand process with Kendra inside PBA,
Yes.
renamed,
Yes.
relaunched. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, so like I mentioned at the beginning of 2025, my business was still called Candlelux Company. And so whenever I officially joined PBA, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna choose the rebrand bonus because I'd wanted a rebrand for a couple years before I even discovered PBA. So I submitted all the materials. She had to submit the questionnaire and things like that. And lucky for me, the entire time that I was at my corporate job, I was literally fleshing out almost all the questions that she was asking. Was almost like fate because I didn't know that I was going to join PBA. So whenever it was time for me to fill it out, came very easy. And uh even with parts I struggled with, Kendra and Monica were very helpful and helped me kind of dig in deeper, to get what I needed. So I submitted my materials. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, this is about to be amazing. And then this is for like all of my people who are like, more intuitive and just kind of are very like open to things. So you could probably relate when I tell this next part. But this, I don't even know when it was. It was like a Tuesday in March. And this was after I submitted my questionnaire. I just like woke up super early in the morning and something like told me to go and look at my family tree project from 2016 that I did when I was like 15 years old. And I was like, okay. And I'm somebody that I go with my gut. So I went and I opened it and I looked at it and I scrolled all the way to the bottom and I noticed that my grandma's name was just really sticking out to me. And I didn't know why, but I just felt this tug in my heart that this is going to be your new business name. So I took her first name and her middle name and combined them together to come up with Limoke. And it was so funny because, before I even went to Kendra to tell her, like, hey girl, I actually have a new brand name now. And before I announced it and everything, obviously I went to my grandma first and I talked to her. She lives in Nigeria. So, I called her on the phone and I was like, hey grandma, how do you feel about me naming my business about after you? And she was like, I love that. Like she was so excited and she was just so happy. And she, prayed for me. You know how that goes with grandma's blessing. So I had to get that. And then, it was interesting because I was talking to my parents after I finished talking to my grandma, and we were talking about how my grandma did have her own business back in the day, but she had to stop it due to just some circumstances that were out of her control. And like running a business in the 60s in Nigeria is like, I mean, you're a real boss babe to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and so I was like, wow, like I completely forgot about that. Like, not forgot, but like I didn't connect those dots. And then just realizing that she had to stop her business, I'm like, wow, maybe this is like a way of continuing her legacy and continuing what she started. And so that's how I came up with the new brand name. And so then I went to Kendra and I was like, hey, don't be mad at me. I know you already did all this work on Candlelux, but I changed my business name. She was like, okay, we'll talk about it when we get on our call. I was like, okay. So I sent her the details, and it was so funny because when she showed me, excuse me, she showed me the first draft of what she had done of Candlelux Company. The L was like emphasized in the logo. Again, another thing of fate. I really believe in fate, and I don't think nothing happens randomly, So I was like, that's so funny because my new business name starts with L. And she was like, okay, that's awesome. Let me rework some things. And within 15 minutes on the call, she had like completely shifted it to be my new business name. And I was like, that you just did some sorcery. I don't know how you did that so fast. I don't know how you did that so fast, but she helped me out with that. Then, a week after, she sent me the final materials and I was so happy with it. And yeah, so that was how that kind of went those first couple months in PBA.
And then what happened after you launched your new brand with the new brand name? How was the reaction from people around you, customers, followers?
Yeah, like it was so funny because at the time I, still had some Candlelux labeled products. So I was nervous that, is it too early for me to announce this? Like, should I just sell out of all my products and then announce it? But then, like I said, I'm someone that very much goes with her gut. And my gut was telling me, you need to announce it on May 1st. And I was like, okay. I'm gonna do that. Let me plan my social media and I'd already bought the domain and everything on the back end. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and do it. So when I announced it, the reaction was so supportive. I was like overwhelmed with love. There were new people that were discovering my brand for the first time. They're like, oh, this is so cool. Like, and I feel like the whole message of my brand being, illuminating self-compassion, it like kind of something about this new name made that shine more, made our slogan shine more, and made it connect with people more. And a lot of times with a brand name, when you're starting a business, like I remember Johanna was talking about this. You have your old business name and it's like, it resonated with you for a time. And then you're like, nah, this is not where I'm at anymore. And I also personally felt that Candlelux was pretty common. And I was kind of already running into issues with that as far as like website rankings, Google search, and all of that. So I was like, you know what, this really makes the most sense. So I had a lot of support. I even made some sales from my brand announcement, which was super cool. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Like, I feel like sometimes with business owners, we like anticipate the worst case scenario sometimes. And it's like, I don't know. I was kind of scared, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do it. And it was so funny because at the time that I announced the brand name, I was actually in New Mexico with my sister for her birthday. And, I'd had everything scheduled and everything. It's not like I was like on vacation, like, trying to do everything. I'd already had everything scheduled and just seeing all the love and all the, support pour in and me even making sales while I was on vacation, I was like, this is why I quit corporate. Like, this is the type of life I want, moving forward where I can have ease and I can have success. So, yeah.
Such a beautiful story. It's been so amazing to see that unfold. So amazing. Anything else that's really shifted for you or your business over the last year? What would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the major thing that I've noticed with my business, for one, since joining PBA, I started posting on social media a lot more. I feel like I had more structure around social media. And the great thing about PBA is you can ask for advice. You can ask people, for their honest opinion on what you're doing. You can ask people what they think about your plan and stuff like that. And that's so helpful because, it's a group of other like-minded individuals. And the beauty about it is like there's so many different types of people in PBA, and different people have different perspectives. And it really helps you, you know, when you're asking for advice rather than going to people who maybe, see things the way you see it. You know what I mean? So that's been one thing. I've been seeing some social media growth. Then apart from that, I sold out of all of my Candle Lux products, and I discovered this new platform called Whatnot, where there's a bunch of different categories on there, but I was selling, my candles on there. And with that was what really helped me feel confident about talking about my products over and over and over again. And it's like you could feel like you sound like a broken record, but that's such a skill that, man, it's so important to learn. That's what I realized, because it's like, who else is gonna talk about it if it's not you, you know? And then apart from that, in July, I launched our digital printable affirmation posters. And that was a collab with a good friend of mine. She did the art, and that was really fun. And just kind of doing things that felt more aligned with my slogan and with my mission, you know? And so that was a big change that I noticed, being able to put myself out there more. And, while all this was going on, there were like a lot of things that were going on personally in my life. And what I loved about PBA, being part of PBA, was like, PBA was really like my only structure, honestly. I know that sounds like crazy, or I guess like, I don't know, maybe dramatic. But like at the time, it was really my only structure because, I was going through housing insecurity and like just different things. So there was only so much I could do. So once I sold out, I sold out. So that's why I introduced my printable posters, and that was really good. So literally having
Sleepy Pete's refusal to
having
manage.
literally having like a plan is so helpful when you're doing a small business, because otherwise you're just gonna be freestyling, and freestyling is good, but for to a certain point.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so excited for you. So excited for 2026. Thank you for sharing your energy and your story with us. Why don't you share your Instagram handle with us and also in the chat?
Yeah. My Instagram is at shop @shoplimake.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So here is what comes next for everyone who's attending, for those who are listening to this on the podcast. What we are doing until end of day today is this final round voting for our breakthrough of the year winner. It's monicalittlecoaching.com/breakthrough. You heard from our 4 finalists here, and I loved bringing these 4 people because they all have different paths, different starting points, different main takeaways. You heard from Catalina, who came into PBA focusing on social media and her website and had an in-person event and a community that she's growing. You heard from Karen, who got her products into 90 stores after focusing on the fair module inside PBA, including an insanely massive deal with Williams Sonoma. You heard from Funmi, who went through the rebrand process in PBA, renamed her business, and was able to just really feel that confidence and joy in her business. And you heard from Johanna, which she joined PBA and went on to invest in her business, that CEO mentality to up level, upgrade, and really become even more confident in her business, and is seeing return on all of those investments. So it's so incredible to see the different stories, the different viewpoints, the different results that have happened. And now it's up for everyone here listening and watching and attending to vote for the Breakthrough of the Year winner. So this link will also go out through email, so you can spend time if you want to listen to their 3-minute videos on here as well. Voting is going to be open until midnight Pacific time tonight, and then the winner will officially be announced tomorrow. So thank you to our amazing panelists for being here. You guys are so inspiring, so proud of each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your time. What I want to do next is do some reminders about PBA, some public service announcements. So these are all our 4 panelists are members of Product Biz Academy. And as you know, PBA is open for enrollment until tomorrow at midnight. So I want to highlight a couple things. Sorry, I'm going to give you vertigo as I scroll really fast, because you heard from a lot of people about the rebrand process. So what Funmi was just sharing with us is a rebrand process that happens inside Product Biz Academy. And that is the first pillar that you can enroll in, which is brand it. So what happens there is we have 3 weeks of group coaching calls to really dive deep into what your brand is about. You heard the importance of that from our panelists, the target audience, really understanding at the core what your brand is and what problem you solve and who you serve. Then you have a brand questionnaire that you end up filling out. It goes to Kendra, who is the brand designer on my team. She creates the rebrand for you, taking into consideration everything that you put into that questionnaire. You meet with her for a Zoom call. She presents to you the rebrand, and you can provide any feedback, make any changes. And then once she incorporates those changes, you then get your final rebrand file delivered to you for you to then bring to the world, to your website, to your labels, to your social media, to your photography, and everything else that touches your business. So that is the brand it side of things. Brand it plus build it includes the rebrand plus modules on how to grow your online sales. You heard from people here talking about social media, website, fair. We also have Etsy modules, market modules, modules on how to grow your sales online. Over 70 different videos, 7 different modules, every single touch point for you to grow your online sales. A members only community, a welcome group kickoff call, monthly group coaching calls. That is the support that you get in addition to the content to grow your business. What I want to mention to those who are on the call now, we had our Scale It bonus, the Meta Ads course, which was for day 1 only. If you do enroll while you are on this call, I will make note for my team to know that if someone enrolls before 12:30 p.m. Eastern, we will also give you the Scale It for free with your enrollment. So that's at monicalittlecoaching.com/promo. What we're also offering today as a day 3 bonus is a ticket to our in-person event. Let me see where I can find it on this screen. PBA Live. So PBA Live, Catalina, who you heard from first, she attended PBA Live in 2025. I know Karen is coming to PBA Live in 2026. Hopefully we'll see Johanna and Funmi there as well. I know Johanna's having her baby, so if baby wants to come too, we can have a little PBA baby there. But that is another bonus that we're providing today is a free ticket to our 2-day in-person event for PBA members only. This is 2 days, 50 PBA members in person, workshopping, brainstorming, really getting underneath the surface of what's holding your business back so that you leave motivated, excited, reinvigorated. And if you've gotten an ounce of motivation from our in-person sessions the last couple of days, if you got an ounce of motivation from our online sessions the last couple of days, the 2-day in-person event is this on steroids times 100. And it's a great way to connect and get motivated and know what to do next in your business. So that is another bonus that we have for today. What I want to end with is if you want to book a discovery call, monicalittlecoaching.com/discovery. That is going to be a good way to book a call with me, chat through any questions, let you know if it's a yes or no decision, help you to make that yes or no decision. And I'll be there to answer any questions. Carissa, I see your question about money being super tight. What I would say is book a discovery call if you do want to talk about other payment plans other than what we have on here. Like Funmi said, we can do an extended payment plan, which alleviates some of the pressure if you prefer that. So I would just say book a discovery call and we can see what options we can make happen there. The live event this year is April 16th and 17th in Scottsdale, Arizona. I love what Catalina said is she loved having PBA Live at the beginning of her PBA enrollment because she enrolled in January of 2025 and last year PBA was in March of 2025 because this in-person event is going to shift how you show up for your business. So it's happening in a couple months and that's intentional so that we get a lot of this mindset mindset shifts, this mindset work done right at the beginning to carry you through the rest of the year. Okay, Jess said she's going to book a discovery call. Carissa, sounds like you're going to book one too. If you all have any other questions, why don't you put them in the chat here? I'm going to hang around for another 9 minutes, but let's just say one final thank you to our amazing panelists. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for being here. We'll make sure everyone has your social media handles and the emails that go out so they can follow you. But thank you, thank you. So grateful for you all and so proud of each and every one of you. Awesome. Any other questions from anyone here? Can we vote for all four? I know. See, this is why I don't do the voting because it's impossible. It's like legit impossible. I'm like, I would not be able to choose. I would not. Awesome. Lots of love in the chat for the panelists, which is amazing. Any other questions about PBA before we sign off today? If we're stuck on product promise, where do we go? Okay, Susanna, I know you joined PBA. Fantastic. Here's what you do when you get stuck. Number one, the members community. You can post it in there. Number two, we have 3 weeks of coaching calls. That one of them is going to be specifically about product promise for all the new PBA members. So I would say keep working on it and that coaching call. We have our kickoff call next Wednesday, and then the following week, we have our product promise call. So we're going to make sure every single PBA nails down their product promise. That's part of the branding onboarding, is to make sure you have that nailed down and you have your target audience nailed down so that when you do the brand questionnaire, you have confidence in who you're speaking to, how you serve them, what makes you different. So we're going to work through that a lot in the beginning weeks of PBA. But if you have specific questions in the meantime, that's where you can put them in the members community and get support on it there. Okay. You are very welcome. Couple other things to mention. Have you helped anyone with a decal, stickers, shirts type of small business? Yes. So we have had sticker businesses, a retro sticker business, and also a more like anime cutesy style sticker business inside PBA. And shirts, yes, we have someone, Shannon, who joined PBA last year, and her business has absolutely exploded, and she does shirts and also custom shirts. So PBA helps anyone who has a physical product. If it's skincare, candles, jewelry, stickers, t-shirts, woodwork, ceramics, if it's a physical product that you have a hand in making it, either designing or physically making it, then PBA will work for you. Where do you recommend to start in the course? I am overwhelmed. Okay, Josephina also just joined PBA. Josephina, I saw you're in Brand It Plus Build It. We have a welcome call next Wednesday. So what I recommend is to join that welcome call. The whole point of the welcome call is to help you decide, where do I focus my time in PBA? Like all the panelists here, you heard them all start in different avenues. They did not all have the same path. They all started in different modules. So that welcome call is going to help you pinpoint and determine what module you should start with, where your business will see the biggest results in the fastest way possible. So that's going to be on Wednesday. Before that, if you want to dive in, I would say start with some of the beginning modules about brand, product promise, target audience, and we'll do more there. So yes, there's a lot in PBA, but I hope you also got from this call that it's not a race. Not a race at all. It's take what you need. It's like a library. Read the book that you feel like reading at that point in time and make progress step by step by step. Any other questions? All right. With the rebranding, is it just a logo design? Great question. So what happens with the rebrand is the final end result is not just a logo. It is custom font, custom colors, custom logo, which includes a brand mark, a logo, a couple different variations of the logo. And you also get your brand in review. So essentially, the brand in review is going to pinpoint different things you've provided in the brand questionnaire that stand out the most, that are the most unique. And it's also going to be massaged in a way that maybe some additional pieces are added to make it a full brand, a full vibe, a full complete cohesive brand experience. So with those components, then you take that and you're able to apply it to your labels, to your website, to your social media, which then trickles into your photography and everything else that touches it. So that's what you get. It's not just a logo, much more. And there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. Kendra, who's on our brand team, is absolutely incredible. And then the beautiful part is Kendra gets to know your business really well inside PBA. And if you want to work with her in a more in-depth capacity afterwards, you totally can. So if you want Kendra to do your labels, like Johanna, she worked with Kendra in that more in-depth capacity. If you want Kendra to do your labels, you can then work with Kendra outside of PBA to do that. If you want Kendra to do your website design, she also does professional website design. So you get the brand inside PBA, and then you can work with her further if you want to. And we recommend a ton of our PBA members to continue to work with her. Like Johanna just said, like she's phenomenal. She's a really great contact inside PBA. And she is also our brand coach inside PBA. So if you have branding questions inside the members community, packaging questions, label questions, website questions, she's in there supporting the members as well. So you'll get to know her really well, like our members here have. Yes, and people love Kendra. She's amazing. Okay, well, don't forget to vote for your winners and be on the lookout for an email announcement tomorrow for the final winner of the Breakthrough of the Year competition. Thank you all for hanging out here today. If you need anything, reach out to me on social media. Thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.